While Miguel's in the hospital in critical condition, Sam needs stitching. Tori and Robbie most likely on the run. All while Kreese has snicked the Cobra Kai dojo from Johnny. The storm has passed. Now we deal with the fallout and aftermath in Season 3 of Cobra Kai. Let me preface two things before we begin. The first is me apologizing for the lack of Cobra Kai Day last Friday. I was not up to it. My arm shoulder felt real jacked up from the COVID flu shot that I get. Happened last year too. I gotta stretch the hell out of this thing in envelope just to have it not be excruciating. I feel like I'm on the rise though. It's not even like a little. It's only like a little twinge now. But yeah, it was so bad I couldn't even record gameplay videos, and I do not skimp on making those. So, you know it's serious when the proverbial factory closes shop for retooling temporarily. Second preface is reminding you of what I was reminded while looking at pics to use for my review. Yeah. I got the one where, if only Johnny wasn't so out of focus, but then again, he's going to be out of focus for a while, because, well, Daniel here, it's, you know, it's Season 3, not Season 1. Kreese is our antagonist now. Now, Daniel can evolve to the Deuteragonist. Hope I'm saying that word right. But yeah, this series was initially YouTube Red. By this season, it had fully moved into Netflix. Season 3, Episode 1, the aptly named Aftermath. Miguel's dreaming he's competing in an all-valley. The news is out. It's been 2 weeks after the karate fight broke out. Miguel's still in the coma. Robbie Keene's still evading police since everyone saw he's the one who shoved Miguel. A drunk Johnny watching this news report. Man does like his Coors Banquet, not light. Gets the channel changed by some other bar patrons who give him a hard time, so he shows up in the parking lot later and drunkenly gets his ass beat. Johnny refusing to pay the bar tab that gave him the light beer. So bar staff was like, we warned you, so the cops arrive just in time. Meanwhile, Amanda's pissed. They suspended Sam for 2 weeks, expelled Tori for the assault with the clear deadly weapon. Dealership, as a result of this, is a ghost town. Yeah, that tagline of kicking the competition, that's forever tainted. They're at a PTA meeting. Parents are all, where are the teachers at? They say, teachers can't get involved. They do mention Stingray attacking students. The guy who had the interview with him was all, he has never worked here. Last we heard, he's on probation and barred from coming within 500 feet of any child. Trying to cover up his own ass from accepting him for a security job with 0 credentials to speak of. Counselor Blatt about the same bit of useless with her Hugs Not Hits campaign. This quote sent me as a kid who lived under the whole drug abuse resistance education bubble in the 80s. Hugs Not Hits, it's like Dare, except it works. So this is going to be a war on people too, like the opioid crisis. But yeah, they finalized that karate is going to be banned in school. Daniel's all like, alright, come on, don't turn this into Karate Footloose now. Karate saved me when I was getting bullied. One parent's like, I heard you were the bully. Who sued the YouTube videos? He's a Cobra Kai truther. They do exist. See, this is what I mean about Deuteragonists. It's like, okay, now you can come full circle with it and bring him in. All the parents shifting total blame on them and Sam for what went down. Their dojo, their kid, etc. While Johnny rots in, I guess, holding for a while. For his, quote, murderous son, who they're still looking for. One cop tells Johnny, 2 weeks in a coma. Coma usually wins at that point. Sam is sort of healed up, all stitched. Big series of scars from the bracelet. School's back open, security checking all over. What are you checking? For what? Open hand, closed fist? It's karate, not Columbine. Queen Bitch Yasmin back from her Season 2 Paris trip for the whole summer. So she's back. Aisha gone to private school after what happened. Sam getting really bad PTSD. She's about to climb the stairs where Miguel fell. It's the same exact stairs Miguel fell down to. Shaking like a leaf and just ditches school. Speaking of people coming back, Cousin Louie. Amanda mentions, like, it's either Amanda or Daniel, I forget. I didn't specify. Trying to do this a little quicker. It's like, he did show up first thing when Sam was in trouble. Family protecting its own. He's also got Daniel and Amanda showing up some spreadsheet. He's like, these lot numbers aren't adding up. If I know anything, it's inventory. We're missing a whole 93 Dodge Caravan. They think, okay, Robbie stole it. He still has the security codes from back when they worked at LaRusso Auto. Daniel does not want to track him with the police GPS on the cars. Like, I'm going to find him first, have him turn himself in, and make a better case. Cops get to him first. It could get ugly. Johnny out of the jail, driven to the hospital where Miguel's at via bail bonds, I'm sure. Tries to see Miguel, but Tedesca's only allows family into the ICU. When his plan for Dr. Disguise fails, Dr. Nguyen, seriously? He eventually uses his head. Again, literally. Now he needs a doctor for his open bleeding head wound. Jesus. Dude risking his own life for Miguel. It's like ticking down his time clock. What are you risking there? Brain damage, concussion? Daniel finds the GPS tracker in the car, but it's been ditched, so they're back to square one. Figures. Robbie, he'd know this, so let me go back to the former dojo, the former Miyagi dojo. And that's where he finds Sam, terrified to go back to school. Daniel's all, yeah, I've been there. Sam says, no, it's different for girls. Girls don't get to be macho winners, just psycho bitches. You got the PTSD and everyone's like whispering after what happened. Now Robbie's on the run, Miguel's in the hospital, it's all my fault. Daniel's like, no, it's mine. This feud started before you were even born, but we can't run from our problems, neither of us. Like I said, Deuteragonists. It's like, all right, we had our smorgasbord of ones. You got a little cherry on top with the Daniel thing, but I think that's as far as they're gonna. Oh God. But Johnny, the plan works for him. Like, he's like, even the doctor's looking over some other injuries. It's like, oh, we've detected blood in the urine. That's from his losing fighter at the hospital. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll just pee that out. Although this might be this huge bruise on his back. Like half his back is all like, Jesus. It freaks out the medical staff. It's like, we're going to go get some more medical shit to patch you up or what. So this gives Johnny enough time to get to see Miguel and talk to him. If you're in there, you got to fight. And apologizes for everything. Daniel shows up at the Cobra Kai dojo, not knowing it's Kreese's now. Gets the verbal raking. And it's not Robbie's fault. You know what they say. No such thing as a bad student, right? Must kill to see the Miyagi name get dragged through the mud like this. I wish I could see the little bastard's face now. Johnny will be back, and we'll finish this together. So that whole, pilot light anti-Cobra Kai on. Sam finds the courage to go back and says to the onlooking gossipers, say it to my face. Huh? Nah, that's what I thought. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be a little... Yeah. Remember where you started at season 1, Just a little more Cobra Kai than Miyagi-Do, but sometimes just a good offense is all you need. So now Daniel's like, okay, maybe I'll find Johnny back at the old Reseda apartments. I gotta lean on Robbie. I don't know him like you do. Whole reason these kids got into trouble was us. We can't let them suffer because of our issues. Help me find Robbie. Miguel Diaz snaps out of his coma? Miguel Diaz snaps out of his coma! Ends with a in loving memory for Rob Garrison, Tommy from Season 2 and Karate Kid 1. Season 3, Episode 2, Nature vs. Nurture. Last season was young boy Johnny Lawrence. This flashback, 1965. Some football jocks with their dates giving some diner worker a hard time. U.S. Army guy comes in, try to recruit him, and leaves. Jocks drop the brochure, the young diner worker picks it up. That's right! It's a John Cruz flashback. Tripped up by the football guy just for doing his job. Colonel Kreese saying, world's not fair, doesn't show mercy. You gotta rise to be unmerciful too. The fight at the school was an embarrassment. We lost soldiers and the battle, but we won't lose again. What they did to Miguel, they did to all of us. We will strike back and strike hard. Johnny Daniels' next move, while they're searching for Robbie, let's see what Shannon knows. I kept forgetting her name. They say Shan like once a season, I swear. But, okay. Looks very much in the clear. My life coach didn't want me out looking and fretting. Wanted me to focus on myself and recovery. Mentions Trey and Kreese might know where Robbie would pick to hide out. Daniel having beaten them last season. It's like, okay, I know where they're at. Meanwhile, at the Cobra Kai dojo, Kreese gets a pet mouse. Small glasses Bert names it Clarence. He's like, Reveals he's just food for a snake. Glasses kid doesn't want to go through with it, so Kreese kicks him out and anyone else if they object to this method of clearly weeding out the compassion. Mercy does not exist in Kreese's dojo after all. He is the Ellis Island of bulliedom. Bring me your angry, you're broken, you're easily molded that will not question any part of strike first, strike hard, no mercy. This gets Hawk thinking, now we need more recruits now that Miyagi-Do is Miyagi done. Kreese says, gotta build a strong core first. With Miguel out of action, we're gonna need a new champion, one who exhibits the no mercy edict. Which brings us to Tori. An apartment taking care of her mom on a dialysis machine now. The superintendent there not fixing her stuff because Tori's late on the rent. That caretaker shit's the only reason you ain't in juvie right now. Gets real scummy with her. Threatens violence and he's all, well, what'd your probation officer think? Yeah, no more stabby bracelet clearly on shit like this. So we get bad cop, worst cop Daniel, Johnny on Trey, and now Fuller stash cruise. Gets the dudes in jail as the doc works on Miguel talking to Carmen. No sound from where she was sitting. Diagnosis doesn't look too good. Amanda calls Johnny and Daniel to keep updated. Johnny's all, yeah, we had to rough up some dudes in prison. Coughed up the info. Daniel's like, okay, we had to do some good cop, bad cop situation. Amanda's like, more like no cop, since neither of you are cops. All the more reason we find Robbie first, before the cops do. Bye. Daniel's like, you just had to mention the prison, didn't you? I'm not gonna lie to your wife for you, Daniel. Yeah, she made you breakfast before you were about to throw down at his house after she took care of your son for all of season 2. You're hella obligated to not so much as even fib in her presence. Kreese at the door of Tori's apartment. Hey, you're not coming back to Cobra Kai? Gotta take care of family, rent, getting my GED. I'm broke. If I could get back, I would. Kreese tells her, well, what if I settled your debts for you? You're a natural fighter. The other students, they're not born fighters like you. Kreese senses, she says, like, I gotta get back to work, need the hours. Sen says, it's the super that's giving you the problem. Flashback of a football jock hurting his girl for Ion Kreese takes a beating, but dishes it out harder and saves the girl. Clearly, Kreese knowing how to kick ass before karate. Daniel and Johnny at a gas station refueling spots the stolen Dodge. Chases on! Chase him down to a chop shop. They overhear Daniel maybe wanting to call the cops on this. Johnny's, enough talk! And goes full bad cop after they win the battle. Starts to, whoop on the guy more for information. Like, where is he? Daniel steps in and dissolves the little partnership in the process, thinking, he's about to hurt him permanent. Johnny takes the Dodge, drives off. Daniel gets a serious phone call. Kreese, worser cop, shows with only his little cigar cutter for the super's fingers, making arrangements for Tori's rent. Amanda, before the chase, hits up Johnny's phone, letting them know, hey, Miguel's awake, he's okay, but when Johnny arrives, he's like, I'm never gonna walk again. I showed mercy like you taught me. I trusted you. I did everything you asked of me. Angrily in tears, tell Johnny to just go. Daniel's call turns out to be from Shannon. Robbie showed up in front of Mom to say goodbye. He's talking like he's gonna leave town. Daniel gets to him, talks to him. I apologize for getting mad, the whole thing. Our mistakes aren't who we are. I can help now. This next part's going to be really tough, but I can explain to a lawyer to lighten your sentence, explain things. Robbie feels betrayed as the police arrive. Like, you just kept talking to me so I wouldn't escape. So cops get a hold of him. Daniel's like, I'll help you out. Visit daily even. Robbie says, don't bother. Tori shows up back in the dojo in a flashback of Kreese, bus-bound for the army and eventually Vietnam. Season 3, Episode 3, Now You're Gonna Pay. Pastor Bobby doing his sermon thing, talking about forgiveness. If God can forgive you, you can forgive yourself. Drunken Johnny says, at least his face is all healed up from his bathroom dispensary. He's drunk, but he's not as beat up looking as he was at the beginning of the season. Pastor Bobby can only take so much of Johnny's behavior. Offers a quick prayer. Forgive me, Lord. I must sweep this leg. Johnny's. Got a new pack of bullies in juvie for Robbie Keane to, get harassed by and eventually overcome later. Drops Daniel's one phone call back to the auto business and installs Tom Cole and Anush with an offer to buy all of it. Of course, that gets a no. Sam shows up to see Miguel with a "You octopi my thoughts, get well" card. Love it. This is where the vocals of, where Sam says, everybody's got a sob story, doesn't give anyone the right to be a bully. In this season, clearly spoken after the voiceover last season, where it was like the quick montage of Sam Tori, dang on a scrap. That comes up when Miguel spots the claw marks Tori put on Sam. Huck arrives and is all, "Oh, you got some nerve," and whatnot. Johnny feeling real bad lets Bobby know, "I can't even see my son due to the probation. Tried to do the right thing, and this still all happened. Punish me, fine, but Miguel and Robbie, they're just kids." Bobby says, "You were doing the right thing. You do it not for anything good to happen. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And both those kids still need you. I can help with Robbie. You'll get in with me as a member of the clergy. I'll make a donation to Miguel's surgery through the church, but you might want to maybe grovel to your stepdad Sid for more money." Ugh. Yeah, Johnny, I guess he's dojo-less, so he's unemployed again. Anush and Cousin Louie shooting the breeze like back in season 1. Louie's all, "I got job security here," and Anush says, "Not for long." "You didn't hear this from me. Tom Cole made this exclusive deal with Doyona International in Tokyo, distributing all Japanese cars. Tom's looking to push LaRusso right out of the picture. Void Daniel's contract." Yeah, Cole's kind of being generous to get them to sign now before it all becomes nothing. Daniel talks to Anush over lunch. Yeah, it's all for true. Daniel reveals Carl salesmanship was Miyagi's idea. Must find passion. Man who works for passion richer than man who works for money. I got into this to give customers the same excited feeling I got when I got that pick of the cars for my birthday back in movie 1. Fundraiser car wash for Miguel's surgery. Hawk and Henches are all, "They're using our Cobra Kai to raise money?" Johnny now clean cut trying to get a job. His criminal background, no avail. Robbie sees a news report of Sam raising the money. Already $1K for Miguel. Gets hassled and beat down by the juvie bullies from earlier. Meanwhile, Johnny can't even sell any of his stuff to the pawn shop guy. Not even his recently acquired '93 Dodge Caravan. All his stuff's too dated. I think he pulls out like an Atari or a ColecoVision at one point. So yeah, out of options, Johnny tries to ask Sid for more money. Get out of here. A lot of rubbing it into that whole school brawl. Cops, Tom Cole, Sid. Everybody really rubbing it in. Your boy and your prized pupil. What a father figure. Pope Johnny Lawrence the First. Johnny says, I can just reveal the details of your little secretary. Hash brown me too. Get that? Still do that. I love him. Sid's all, you think I got to where I am because I cared about my reputation? Take off. Not even really implying, like, who they gonna believe? That me, whatever business or whatever suit I got on, or just a guy just straight off of probation? So Johnny takes off with something fancy to get the money for the surgery, while the Cobras shake down one of the Miyagi-Dos for the charity money they made. Daniel and Amanda tell Tom to take his offer and stick it. They get back Anush, his old job, because they at least care enough to know his name. Kids of the fundraiser arrive at the LaRussos. Yeah. They kick the fucking shit out of me. They only find Sam there, and now her anti-Cobra Kai fire's been lit. Carmen sees Johnny trying to anonymously pay for the surgery. Grandma beckons Johnny to stay and pray for a while. Which means he was about to try and show for Robbie's visitation. Robbie thinks he was blown off. Yeah, the priest, Pastor Bobby's there, but she's like checking his watch. She's like, he's not here. He's like, yeah, he ain't coming. So Sam decides, meanwhile, I'm going to take on the dojo and teach you guys while my dad is going straight to Doyona themselves to try and rescue his auto business. Season 3, Episode 4, The Right Path. Even in Japan, they want to avoid the negative PR of the LaRussos. Like, one meeting was like, we are sorry. We cannot help you. Looking through flip pics of his phone about Miyagi, bartender notices and asks, visiting? Daniel says, I wish. He's no longer with us. Bartender replies, very American way of thinking. Even if they're not here, they're always around in some way. And add to spend your 4 seasons at a stay at Okinawa. Exercising Cobra Kai to break this tree sitting atop a log, Hawk, fighting smarter than harder, kicks the log under it to make the tree pot fall on the floor and smash. And yes, in true Kreese fashion, it is a bonsai tree. Just that little extra. Fight smart, you'll always come out on top. Miguel's surgery went off, still unsure if it's enough for him to walk again, but he's on the road to recovery. Daniel's off to Old Tomi Village from the second film. Now a busy tourist attraction called Tomi Village Green. No Japanese McDonald's, but a Red Lobster right next to a KFC, though. Would be so down to dine. Weirdest contrast. I've never seen that over here in the States, like a Red Lobster next to a KFC like that. They were like right next to each other, 2 restaurants. Like I've never seen anything like that before. I'd be like, dude, get my chicken in one place and my biscuits in the other. Then Johnny visits Robbie doing community service, feeding the homeless. Tries again to make good. Robbie having none of it. Dimitri continuing to impress. Even Queen Bee Yasmin with the science project of the Valley in the Time of the Dinosaurs, like a whole working volcano. She's like, okay. I love good-natured Moon. She always seems like pleased to hear from him and always laughs at his like jokes and snide remarks. I forget if I pointed that out last season, but I've just noticed rewatching. I'm noticing other things a couple times, and I gotta point that out. But yeah, and then smash the volcano. Hawk aggro again. Guidance counselor shows after acting Miyagi-Do head Sam shoves him. Hawk telling the counselor, all mousy Eli style, kind of retreats back to, he's like, she triggered my safe space. Come on, you guys. No transgression. Micro and macro. What the fuck does that mean? Macro as in like online, I guess? Like microaggression, like in real IRL and taking Kreese's lesson to heart, fighting smarter, and the easy to anger like her father. Sam getting most of the flack from Counselor Blatt. But anyway, back to the whiplash of seeing Tomi Village go commercial. KFC, Baskin-Robbins, American Eagle Outfitters. Talks to somebody about it. Turns out the crops in the village, they died out. It almost took the whole village with it, so Sato saved it with this. Helped all the villagers get new jobs. But something still stayed in place. The Obon dance. Hey, Kumiko! Meanwhile, back at the school, hey, no Counselor Blatt out on the soccer field. Time for a little more physical contact. Gym teacher saying the whole thing, violation after violation. Like blatant tripping and shit. Just blown whistle after blown whistle. Everybody, principal's office, right fucking now. So yeah, Kumiko got to live her dream. Went back to Okinawa after Yukie got sick and passed. They catch up better than Robbie and Johnny. That ended badly once again. Robbie upset. He chose Miguel over me again. So, back to the bar with his Coors Banquet. Kreese shows up trying to worm in and bring Johnny back to the fold. We'll help Miguel too. Johnny tells him straight, go anywhere near Miguel or his family, I'll kill you. Another callback to the movies where the faculty sides with the Kais over a LaRusso. It's like, okay, you were the ones clearly attacking them for the most part. So you guys, the Kais apologized. You all give like the Miyagi-Do's get like 1 week detention. And Sam's like, oh, that's bullshit. And it's like, maybe you do too. This school sucks. So that callback. Dimitri's like, I'm not really with her. Should have saved your chicken, buddy. Oh yes, sure she is. Little running it back, but only temporary. Kumiko takes Daniel back to the old house of Yukie she inherited. Kept all of Miyagi's love letters. One even on the week when Miyagi passed. Like, can I read it? Okay. Happy to hear Okinawan Cherry Blossom's doing well. Sorry to say I'm back in the hospital, but please think positive on life and such. In life, I've always looked for signs to show me the right way when I got lost. Till I met Daniel. Hard-headed, but a compassionate guiding light. I'm proud to see the man he's become. I never thought I'd have a family again. Daniel took me in like I him. Now he gets to pass on my Miyagi-Do to his daughter, who even treats me like a grandfather. In life, we always lose our way. It's people, not the signs that guide us. You like that, Yukie? Heard it in a car commercial. Love, Nadayoshi Miyagi. Daniel beautifully tearing up. Maybe getting a little bit more closure, feeling like, it's like he's here again. Sensei Lawrence arrives to get Miguel to up and walk to get his phone. Quiet! Do whatever it takes, crawl if you got to. But I'll be right here with you. I'll always be your teacher. Now go get it. Oh shit, he fell. Don't worry, you fell like a champ. Nurse! So while he is with Miguel, Kreese shows up to visit Robbie. Probably his plan the whole time. Show up and scare tactic Johnny to, go anywhere near Miguel, I'm gonna kill you. Now his protection's here. It's like, okay, now I have Robbie Keene all by himself. Can't chase after two rabbits. Kumiko at a bar with Daniel saying, Yuki always told, put good in the world and good will come back to you. And that's not the only thing that's come back. Chosen! Which brings us to Season 3, Episode 5, Miyagi-Do. Now flashback to the final fight of Part 2. Chosen intensely staring daggers and bows. Kreese telling Robbie, you don't belong in here. You tried to stop that fight. Robbie's all, last thing I need is another sensei filling my head with all this. Kreese says, okay, maybe not. Think of it like this. Miyagi-Do gave you lessons on getting points at a tournament. Doesn't really work in the real world. You gotta be ready to strike first. You let me know when you're ready to do that. Daniel might be out of the country, but Amanda's not. She sees Sam starting up the karate again. Upset about this, what went down at the school soccer game. Sam's all, you think karate's the issue? You don't know when you really don't know what's going on. While Chosen continues his staring contest into Daniel's soul. It was Kumiko's idea to reunite them. Now you two got catching up to do. No wife, no kids, no booze for Chosen. Miguel getting starting therapy. This yoga foot therapist. He's like, start small, little man, all that sort of thing. Johnny very opinionated on this. Amanda kind of chews him out for it. He's like, I get your approach, but maybe not in front of the guy. As he leaves, he's got a book on a... How do you get a book on a fishing pole? It's either a Sports Illustrated or maybe a Playboy. It's like, go ahead, reach for it. Once again, trying but not making it. Daniel and Chosen out to the place where Shinbo-sensei began his fishing. That whole story of him washing out and returns with his karate wife and all that. Chosen's showing a little bit more than what Miyagi told Daniel. Chosen got all the ancestry heirlooms from Sato's passing, saying, you think you know everything, let's find out. Hawk and Goon strike again at the golf and stuff, messing with random children now, as well as Chris at work. Messages Sam, I'm on my way. Johnny continues his very caveman approaches. Here's this story about how Hibachi getting lazy villagers in China to get up and go by lighting a literal fire under them with a bundle of twigs. Miguel's like, oh, that's, you know Hibachi's Japanese? I'm like, yeah, you're going to be, while you're picking that apart, I've lit, burn the leg. Johnny? What? Shake it off, get your legs moving, get up. Nothing. Fire extinguisher. Miguel's all, dude, my foot was on fire, didn't feel a thing. So now we get Daniel versus Chosen looking to show more than what Miyagi told him. Miyagi ancestors fought Japanese invaders. Only self-defense they had was to kill or be killed. Chosen a little more brazen with his attacks, thinking, Miyagi never taught Daniel these techniques. Sometimes you're left with no choice but to kill. Enjoy the Paralyzer! Master Pain Betty's a Miyagi-Do practitioner. Maybe he stole some scrolls because evil. The council. So yeah, Paralyzer, left arm, right arm. Now I have you. About to chop him in the face. I've waited a long time for this. Honk. You should see the look on your face. Ooh. He's all... No. All smiles and willing to do... Like, wow. What a transformation. It's like, what the hell did you do? Pressure point technique. If an enemy insists on waging war, you take that ability away to wage it. I'll teach you. Johnny, meantime, looks up WebMD. He quote WebUmmed for how to fix Miguel's issue. Hears and sees Carmen cry, hiding from Miguel, so Zoe doesn't see her and loses hope or anything. He's like, can I borrow him for a couple of hours? Sam and the rest of the Miyagi-Do show to fight Hawk and the Cobras. While Robbie's had enough of the bullying in juvie and not fighting back, he's kicking ass too. So we get like back and forth between those. Sam does well until she hears Tori. Sam LaRusso, where you at? Hurricane After Effects. Sam frozen again, really real panic mode now. Like it's like a little bit PTSD now. It's like hard to breathe. And while the Cobras take the number advantage, Hawk goes so far as to break Dimitri's arm. Like for the first time in a while, Hawk thinking, what the hell did I just do? As he's getting egged on by the Cobras, like, oh my god. He's begging, plead, like, no, don't do this, don't do this. Sam frozen, can't do a damn thing, and she's gonna hear and witness it go down. Back in Japan, Chosen reveals, after our fight I felt empty, wanted to die. Uncle Sato saved me, gave me a second chance. Daniel even forgiving Chosen what went down. Great weight lifted off both men's shoulders, gives Daniel a scroll to keep, and they bow to each other in mutual respect. Johnny earlier asked Carmen, again, if he could borrow Miguel for a couple hours, gets him ticket free to a Deuce Snyder concert, telling the bouncer, he's like, come back when he's 21. He's going to be a little late for that. This is on his bucket list. His concert's numero uno, getting in that door. So, yeah. It's like, all right, go on in. Sensei, how's this part of my therapy? It's not. Forget all about that shit. Have some fun. The power of rock heals you. Deuce Snyder. Miguel's foot starts tapping. Okay. Now he's really on the road to recovery. We're getting like whiplash. We're getting like good thing, bad thing here. Because now we get back to Sam's like in tears about her mom. Like, I wanted to show him that we couldn't be bullied, and I just watched him break Dimitri's arm. More guilt for Sam. Ugh. One more reunion for Daniel in the meantime. The kid Daniel saved in the typhoon, a grown woman now. She works, wouldn't you guess it, international sales in Doyona. Company doing business with Tom Cole's Autos to try and take out LaRusso as VP. Put good in the world, it'll come back. Daniel's all, hey, can I buy you a drink? Her name's Yuna, the VP says, I should hope so. I'm about to save your business. Now Amanda's anti-Cobra Kai. It's lit. The family that sues at John Kreese together stays there. LaRusso after all. She's like, keep your psychos away from my kids. It's like, you're feisty, but I like that. I don't give a shit what you like. Friend request from Allie, Johnny accepts. So much happened. So much about to happen. This. So much gonna happen the next 5 episodes. Can I just say the best character chosen already? Like, give it up for his redemption arc. It's actually might help Daniel to get over his hatred of Johnny and down the road too, and like make things right. That whole trip set to clear Daniel's head, but who knew he'd be coming back with pressure point techniques? Shannon rehab, she can get in on the best character thing too. Made mention last season, here she's doing. And Pastor Bobby with the swift kick in the ass with the sweep kick to the leg to try to get Johnny back on that true path as well. Worst character. For someone with glasses, that counts our Blatt woman can be super blind. But it falls back to what Cruz told Hawk to fight smart. And speaking of Hawk, he can get in on that. Yeah. Break the arm, Hawk, and let your devotion to the dark side be complete. Yeah, full on. Not even bullying just Miyagi those students anymore either. Just little kids. Just like little Bobby kids at the golf and stuff just because. Like, come on, dude. Really? Like, you think at some point it would like start to sink in. I was like, wait, I'm bullying little kids? What the fuck am I doing? Like, what did they do to me? I have no interest in this. Power on. That whole Okinawa trip just really bringing home to Daniel a lot. More than just the new technique. The Miyagi letter he didn't even know about. Reconciliation with possibly his toughest opponent in Chosen. Yuna saving the day. The whole message of doing good for the sake of it. Not always getting what you want with it, but good because it's right and things just kind of work out. Johnny starting over again with Miguel. Daniel with his Japan trip. Even in a scary, unpredictable way. Even Cruz helped Tori out. Like, he didn't need to do that. I know he'll more than likely use her up like he did Johnny in the end, but we were all kind of rooting for him over the creepy super back at the apartment Tori was staying in. Like even for Kreese, that was like, oh, hey. Actually, even on accident, he did something right. Not much can I really think in power off moments. Like, even Cousin Louie getting redemption, my god. I think that might be the theme for the season, redemption. Just all around, just everybody. I guess more of a damn shame kind of power off for just Robbie Keane. He's in juvie for quite a while. And the whole drunken relapse with Johnny too. There's really only so many times I can look at that and just be like, dude, really? Come on. There's gonna be some line you can't uncross. Cobra Kai for all seasons straddles that line. Hawk crossed that line, Kreese definitely, but getting flashbacks to maybe where he wasn't irreparably damaged. But yeah, I think his past was like his mother's like institutionalized or killed herself or something along those lines. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, I guess he was always a fighter. Flashbacks pretty much says that. Even before karate, he took football jocks out by just brawling. Maybe some background in boxing or just used to taking hits and coming back to hit harder like a natural, just saying. Like what he said to Tori, it's like, you're a natural, you take the hits and come back. Ebb and flow, really. But again, who wasn't rooting for Kreese when he got the super and the hands skeeved on Tori with that cigar cutter? He saved Tori out of self-interest. That's Kreese's MO, but he did some good. Even with the flashback with the girl Betsy gets sympathy, perhaps. I'm coming back a hero. Young boy Kreese. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, sir. The shitstorm coming your way. But yeah, Season 3 continues with even more redemptions. They spent the first half in a quicker rebuild of putting all your game pieces back on the table now that the Season 2 just slapped the whole board. It's like, okay, this was here. You're gonna go here now and all that. But yeah, redemption. Question is, who else is gonna get it? Find out in my next set of 5 episode reviews to close out Season 3. Until next time,